Andy Burnham.
He's an asshole, sir.
Officially took over as leader of the Labour Party on Friday and became Prime Minister earlier today, both occurring without any challenger to stand against him whatsoever.
Very poor indeed, ladies and gentlemen.
In case you missed his opening gambit the other day, I'll save you the 30 minutes of despair required to see it through until the end and reveal that, as predicted, it was nothing short of a vacuous and sycophantic performance in front of a small crowd of planted circus seals who laughed and clapped away as Burnham used thousands of words to say the sum total of next to nothing.
Found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir. How about you? Not a thing, sir. What about you guys? We ain't found shit.
If anybody was expecting the former Manchester mayor to provide in verbatim reassurance that he'll return the party to its socialist roots, then I'm sorry to say that the things he said, as well as omitted, will only demonstrate how we can expect more of the same that we got from his predecessor, only with a mixed northern accent and a severe increase in giggling.
Talking about you, Kevin.
Bag of shite.
Let's see what's happening. As you might have guessed already, we certainly didn't have high hopes for Andy Burnham once it became apparent that he'd be able to slime his way onto the highest seat in office in the despicable fashion that he has, and it's taken just the opening weekend of his tenure for some pretty strong evidence that our reservations were well founded. There is actually one policy that we can expect to be announced that again bolsters the doubts that we had, but I'll come on to that shortly. Sticking with his speech for a moment, amongst it all, there was a list of things that Burnham's promised to do. I'd say this was a simple repetition of what Starmer did at so many relaunches he hosted in his time.
Just had a little deja vu.
Except there was nothing in the list, really. No policies, targets, goals, just 5 sets of paragraphs that are supposed to sound inspirational, built around phrases like build a better politics and other such hollow, nauseating sentences. Here's the list.
First, I will work relentlessly to build a culture of one Labour team.
Burnham's either unaware that the only people he has to work with are the ones that Starmer specifically put there. If he thinks that there's any genuine infighting happening within Labour, then
You're very much mistaken.
he can't build a single thing, because the only ingredients of the Labour Party who haven't left or been thrown out are the ones that Starmer wanted to be surrounded by. Over 400 of them. The so-called factions are effectively non-existent at this point. On that note as well, early on in the speech, Burnham blamed the woes of the country on Margaret Thatcher and neoliberalism, which is actually accurate.
Well, who do you suggest we blame? Thatcher!
But he's saying this in front of a room of, neoliberal Thatcherites.
We didn't renationalise many of the state industries that she privatised. So, in a way, I always thought my job was to build on some of the things that she had done rather than reverse them.
He can put the MPs at his disposal in any positions or arrangements that he likes, but they're still all he has in his armoury. I'll also remind you that Josh Simons, who stepped aside to facilitate Burnham to become an MP in Makerfield, would not do so for a socialist in a month of Sundays.
Damn right!
I will work to build a new politics.
A less toxic problem-solving approach. This is actually a very easy one to assess because it's pretty much just boardroom praise bollocks outside of a sort of promise to work with other parties, but if anything, that only sounds like the established parties, who Burnham's the last throw of the dice for, by the way, panicking by the rise of reform and the Greens that they'll further solidify themselves as a uniparty out of desperation.
Pathetic!
My third change is our political direction.
A distinctly Labour direction. As good as he might think this sounds, he's failed to single out a specific era of Labour Party's existence or a leader who he thinks he should be emulating. Well, there's actually a strong hint at one former leader who he admires, and I'll get onto that later. But if he means distinctly democratic socialist, then that's been done away since Tony Blair, and he's made no specific reference for a desire to return to Clause 4.
I will be a leader for the North, the South, the East and the West, for Scotland, Wales and for Northern Ireland.
Governing equally for each region of the UK. Whatever this was supposed to mean, it, again, wasn't revealed to us in Burnham's explanation of it. No mention of structure, PR or other voting systems, nor citizens' assemblies, which I'm an advocate for, but Andy here would never be in favour of, so it's meaningless no matter how many times he throws the word power around. I think it's also incredibly unlikely that he'd want to change a system that allowed him to become Prime Minister through the simple act of standing in an open goal by-election that was brought to him on a silver platter.
This brings me to my fifth and final promise. We will take power back from Westminster and Whitehall and give it to the place where you live.
Taking back control from Westminster. I'm not even sure how this one is any different from the previous one, except with different words, but I think it can be summarised with this small portion of Burnham's expansion on his final promise.
More power over life's essentials so you can make them work better and more affordable for people.
What?
More power over life's essentials so you can make them work better and more affordable for people.
I'm not even sure that that qualifies as a legitimate sentence, let alone the supposed reasoning behind it. Aside from this unsubstantial list and other faint mutterings generously sprinkled with the word change, Burnham also gave us other reasons to expect a Blairite continuance of direction, as he rounded off by thanking 3 specific former Labour MPs, all now comfortably in the second chamber of course, including that former leader that I mentioned earlier. Apparently, the trio of people that he gives the most amount of credit to for supporting his career are...
Wait for it!
Lord Blunkett, David.
That's not a good start, but keep going.
And I also say to Dame Margaret Beckett, you were a wonderful friend to me and guide throughout my time in the Cabinet.
Very cool indeed.
And sitting next to Margaret, the legend, that is Neil Kinnock. It's absolutely brilliant to have you with us today.
As I said earlier in the video, that some of the things he didn't say are equally as telling as what we've just seen. No mention of former leader Jeremy Corbyn, for example, nor any of Gaza's plight at the hands of Israel, or the UK's complicity in their ongoing genocide. Also, very worryingly, no mention of another thing that a lot of voters watching will have at the forefront of their minds: climate change. Which brings me on to that policy that we can expect to be revealed from Burnham. The reason why the most prominent issue we have on the planet was absent from his opening address is that he'll be kicking off his self-declared mission of change with the sensational announcement that he'll be... approving the expansion of Rosebank oil and gas field in the North Sea. Yeah.
This is dreadful.
Yes, Captain Progress here immediately bowing to the fossil fuel lobbyist before his removal van's been unloaded is about as foreboding as it gets when it comes to what to expect for however long Burnham lasts in office. 7 to 10 is the current ratio of Prime Ministers to years, and while there'll be time to go over whatever other policies emerge in future videos, it's the end result that matters for the Labour Party. Given current voting trends and the likelihood of direction Burnham will take and the amount of time before the next general election, it could be the case that the best that anyone still wearing a red rosette can hope for will be a hung parliament at best. Their lead in the polls soon evaporated following Starmer's loveless landslide, and in a bizarre, if not hilarious twist, their fates might be in the hands of a certain recyclone who's challenging Reform leader Nigel Farage in the by-election in Clacton. Binteresting times, people. Binteresting times. What are your expectations for Burnham as Prime Minister, and can he dupe enough voters to save Labour from another electoral disaster at the next GE? Let us know in the comments below. As always, your feedback's very welcome. Thanks a lot for watching to the end of the video. If you'd like to help the channel out a bit more, then please check out some of our other content and hit various supportive buttons such as like and subscribe. Super thanks are also open, and there's a link to our Buy Me a Coffee page in the description of this video. If you want to go a step further, then hit the join button, and for only 99p you can enjoy exclusive perks like members only videos and early viewings, plus lots more, and you get to join the list of awesome people that you can see on your screen right now. As always, your contributions are much appreciated. Thanks again people, my left eye will be seeing you soon.